Okay, so I am a little late. I did actually schedule a stream. I'm going to put this over here. I did actually schedule a stream today for 8 o'clock in the morning, and it is well past 8:30. I have a good excuse. I do have a really good excuse. Oh, man. But you know, here we are getting distracted like right away. My good excuse is that I overslept. I literally just overslept for whatever reason you want to say. I overslept. I for some reason, well, actually not for some reason, I had a terrible time getting to sleep last night, and I know exactly why I did. What happened was that I was talking to a buddy of mine. He called me when he got off work, which was at like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And so he said, hey, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm on my way home, blah, blah, blah. And I jokingly said to him, I said, well, cool, man, bring me some McDonald's. And I said, I said, bring me some McDonald's. And he's like, I'll totally bring you some McDonald's. And I'm like, no, you won't. No, you won't. And he said, yeah, just tell me what you want. So I told him what I wanted. And he brought me the McDonald's. He literally brought me to McDonald's. Now, I had the McDonald's at 8:45, 9 o'clock. And I tore it down because, I mean, it was McDonald's. You're not going to not tear down McDonald's, right? So I ate and I ate and I ate. And then at around 9 o'clock or so, let me check something. But then around 9 o'clock, 9:30, because I stayed up a little bit later. I was like, all right, well, I just ate. I got to stay up a little bit later. So I stayed up a little bit later and decided that I needed to go to sleep. I went to go to sleep. And this is around 10 o'clock. Now, for me, getting in bed at 10 o'clock is rare. Normally, I am in bed by 9 o'clock. So staying up out of bed till 10 o'clock, much less wanting to, is extremely rare. So try to take the dog on a walk. There's lightning storms, and then blah, 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 get in bed. And it's like 11:30, and I'm still just feeling wide awake. Like, oh, God, I'm regretting it. 12 o'clock comes around, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to put my head down. I had already taken my Ambien at this point. I'm going to put my head down. I'm going to see what happens. Let's put my head down. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. I lay there for like over an hour, and it refused to happen. Like, nothing was happening. And so eventually 1 o'clock rolls around, still awake, nothing. So I tell myself, okay, if I'm and I knew what I needed, and I think I don't know how much of this was in my head, how much of it was the fact that I had food in my stomach, or how much was a combination of the both. But I knew I needed some like ZQuil, and so I was like, okay, well, you know, sorry. I know, but I didn't have any ZQuil. I was out of ZQuil. So I said, okay, well, if I am not asleep by 1:30 in the morning, I am going to go get some ZQuil. I was awake. So what did I do? I went to 7-Eleven. I walked because I had taken Ambien and I did not want to drive in that state. So it was, you know, not a long walk. I walked, and then I came back. I took my NyQuil, got back in bed, but now I was kind of like awake from the walk, so I had to like calm down from the walk. And so it was just all around just I didn't get to sleep until like 2:30, and yeah, so I finally got to sleep, and here we are, starting the stream late. So I apologize if anybody I know Captain Fandom Nerd. He often hops in the chat room, and he's usually the first one here. Like, whenever I see one viewer at the beginning of the show, I'm always like, that's probably Captain Fandom Nerd, because I know damn well it's not my friend Pat, my good old pal Joe. So let's get started before we have any distractions or anything like that. Where were we? Okay, so we were doing these unit tests, and we were talking about like how you go up in testing. And I think what you just need to do is you just test the parent, right? As long as you test the parent, it should be okay. Let me get rid of this. The the mobile stream seems to be kind of healthy, although I just now said that, so it's probably not going to work. Yeah, now it's not working. It was working for the first 5 minutes. I don't know what is up with that. I had another idea, and I think if I do stream tonight with, like, drunken chess or something like that, I do have an idea of how I can get that to work. With, I think part of the problem is that I'm using this computer and I'm using a proxy. I think that has something to do with it. I can't prove it, but I think that might have something to do with it. So for now, we're gonna cancel that. Do we have anyone here? We don't have anyone on this channel right here, so maybe I will try one last thing. I'm going to switch VPNs, which is going to knock me off of YouTube for a second. Let's do that. Okay, we got that back up. Okay, that has come back up, and now I'm going to try one more time with, so that stream, I'm going to wave my hand so I can see in the little window that we're back up and ready. Back up and ready. Am I not caught up? All right, I'm going to assume that the main stream is picking up, but I'm going to try this mobile stream now too. All right, that's not working for whatever reason. I'm going to switch servers one more time to get one, because I'm going through a server in West Virginia. So let me come back to my good old state of Virginia, and that's going to knock me off for just... Okay, we should be good to go. Let's check that out. LDG Free the Net says, good morning. Well, good morning, sir. I hope you are well. Let me go ahead and end that mobile stream since it never seems to work. I think we might experiment with the mobile stream more later tonight, but I think for now I'm just going to stick with the good old-fashioned live stream here on YouTube. So we got that going. I just want to get all my ducks in a row, and then we will get we'll get started with some programming. I mean, is what we'll do. Okay, perfect. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Oh, wait. No, this isn't perfect. Why isn't this doing this? Oh my God. There we go. Let me put that there. Right. I'm going to put this right on this window. I'm going to put that there. Okay. Now we are good to go. I think I can do this undistracted, I hope. Okay. So where were we? We were talking about unit tests. We were talking about ways to... did I already say good morning, LGG Free Internet? Well, if not, good morning. Ping Joe. Tell him to get his ass in here. So we did start with this right here. More complex unit tests. Like this should fail, right? Well, let's do it like this. A is equal to this. B is equal to this. This really should be A equal B should fail. Should be a failure of a test. Now, I was going to say maybe, we could do things like test the population, because really, what are the chances of two regions having the same name and same population? But the problem with that is you might not always have a population. So what if you, by chance, like, let's see if we can think of an example of where you would not have a population. Like, you could make an argument that if you have to draw a map of Antarctica, there's not going to be a population there. But then what are the chances you're going to have two places that have this? I think adding another thing into the mix, capital. So maybe we're making this maybe we're just making this too complicated. And that's quite possible that I'm over-engineering this, right? Every region will have a name will have a capital unless it is a capital itself. So maybe we shouldn't rely on name. I'm sorry, maybe we shouldn't rely on capital. I guess you could just have you could just have a a null capital. Basically, I can't decide if I really want to test for, like, I don't know if I want to traverse the parents on this, or if I just want to look for the same capital. I think traversing the parents is the most sane way to do it. Because now I'm trying to think, could any state have two cities of the same name? Do any states in the U.S. have cities of the same name? And I guess you could think of, like, East Boeing and West Boeing, Springfield. No. AI doesn't understand what I want. No. Does any state in the U.S. contain two cities within the same state that have the same name? I would imagine this could get extremely confusing, but okay, yes, it is possible. Ohio, there are two different municipalities called Centerville, one in Montgomery County and one in Gallia County. So here's that's actually a really good test case. New York has two towns called Greenville, one in Greene County and one in Orange County. And Indiana has one, Springfield. So let's look at. I'm just curious. I mean, I don't think that those. I think that's too small. Cities are probably too small to ever make it into our game. But I am just curious to look some of these up, like Greenville, New York. Okay, so this is Greenville. Let's look at Greenville. I just want to see where. Okay, it's outside of Albany. Okay, great. Now, where's the other Greenville? Okay, it said Greenville, Greene County. Okay, let's. Ooh, I got the hiccups. Greene County, New York. Let's try that. Okay, so that is that one. Perfect. And now let's get driving directions to Greenville in Orange. It's called Greenville, and it's in Orange County. Okay. Greenville, Orange County, New York. And AI is never wrong, because here we go. Look at this. It says right here, you got Greenville down here. This is the one in Orange County. And in order to get from Greenville up to Greenville, it is an hour and 33-minute drive. So, yep. You got to take 84 up to, what is this, 32? I've actually taken 32 before. I've taken 32 all the way up to Burlington. But yeah. And I got to say that, like, up here in this part of New York, up here, like, this drive is really pretty. Like, once you get north of Albany, there's like nothing. Well, this was 15 years ago when I did this drive. But once you get north of Albany, it's just like highway and beautiful trees and low-lying mountains. It is actually really gorgeous up in this part of New York. But we were going to Burlington. Maybe it was 87 that we took. Yeah, because we were on the New York side. And then we crossed, we took a ferry also. We crossed over on a ferry somewhere just because it was like, whoa, a ferry. Let's take a ferry. Yug Dahaki says hello. Hello, Yug Dahaki, my fellow Indian friend. I appreciate you staying. Be sure, Yug, you want to show your love? How about a super chat? A super chat shows your love. I would love to see your love. I'm going to reconsider that sentence. Okay. Now, so we could just check capital or capital, but I don't know if I want to put a capital in every region. Does that make sense? Because, like, what if we do want to start, like, what if eventually you do want to draw city names? And that means you would need a region without a capital. And Berto Prey says, good morning. Okay. Somebody needs to contact Joe's mother, and let Joe know that Joe's account has been hijacked, because whoever is using it said good morning. And as we all know, that is not how Joe says good morning or hello. So please, somebody notify the authorities, let them know that Joe's account has been hacked and get it back to him, because I'm sure he needs it. I think he's going to need it. LDG Free the Net says good morning to Joe. And then, okay, well, okay. Okay, I'm still not convinced it's Joe, because Joe says Kapla, which is how he normally says hello, but I am not convinced. Or maybe Joe's just changing, right? It's like I said, he used to, whenever I would super chat him on his channel, he would always like, my good friend Addy. But now it's just, Addy, like just some guy named Addy. I'm just somebody Joe used to know, essentially. Okay, this looks like narco continent. So let's set this up. Let's create a USA in North America. And then we're really going to trigger Joe. We're going to create a USA in South America. And we're going to get even crazier with it and really, really offend Joe, because we're going to create a USA. Wait, continent. In Africa. So we're going to have 3 different USAs in all these different continents. But this is just for unit tests. So first we can do the obvious, right? We want to make sure that USA. Okay, I don't like that unit test. We want to make sure that the North American continent is in fact equal to the North American continent. Okay. And then since USA is a country, we'll pick the one in Africa, because we want to test that Africa USA Africa is in fact equal to USA Africa. So these are very simple before we start getting into this. These are like sanity checks to make sure we haven't broken the equality operator. Let's build this. Estados Unidos. What should I call you? Yug, who are you talking to? Are you talking to me? If you're talking to me, I'll tell you my name right after you super chat me. Okay, okay, so that built. Let's look at the test explorer. Let's just make sure these tests run. Let's just go. And we're looking for pass. We're looking for all passes down here. Like, everything should pass once this line stops. So today is a special Sunday, right? Because for most people here in the United States, we're off work tomorrow. We're like, we don't have to work. We're off work, which is good. I might live it up a little, because I might have, instead of like getting drunk, I think I might have an extra Diet Mountain Dew soda. Is there? I have a question for the UBS. I have a question for the more experienced. For the more experienced YouTubers, I have this window. This is from OBS. Is there any way I can make it transparent? Let me look at the. Capture method, match title. I don't see anything here that looks like I could make it transparent. Because I would like to have it on the screen, but I don't see any way to make it transparent. Let's look. Filter. Transform, edit, transform, rotate. I mean, I could rotate it, I guess. 90 degrees, fit the screen. There has to be a way that... Oh, wait, what's this? I'm looking at this. This is position, size, bounding box, crop. Oh, I could crop it, though. That should be good. Because, right, I can do... Wait, let me do this. Oh, it's not going to show me. It's not going to show me right away, is it? I can't get it cropped. Wait. Okay, I know people don't like it when I start, debugging OBS, but I'm going to try this. Cancel this, and then I just want to. It looked like I had something there for a minute. What is blending mode? Blending method, blending mode. What if I Lighten. I don't know that that did anything. I don't think that did anything. Okay, I'm going to go back to edit set color. Edit transform. I'm going to go to edit transform. Where did that go? Transform, edit transform. Because this window looks promising, right? Kind of. Actually, no. I don't know what the crop... Oh, wait. Crop bounding box. That's weird. Can I rotate it? I'm going to rotate it 15 degrees and see what happens. Close. But it's not rotated. Why wouldn't that work? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think I know what the problem is. Okay, that's off. That's off. That's off. I'm going to lock those. Oh, I know what the problem is. The problem is I'm an idiot. That's what the problem is. But, yeah, no, the problem is definitely I'm an idiot. That's because this is not an OBS window. I literally just dragged it over. But maybe what I can do... All right, just bear with me a couple seconds, guys. Just bear with me a couple seconds. This... Yeah, idiot. Yes, it's an ID 10T error. ID. It really was an ID 10. It really was that. Okay. The problem is, let's see, geosketching. Okay. What? Oh, no. No. The problem is it's not a separate window. I mean, the problem is it's attached to OBS. So I can't select it as a window to add. But one thing I can do, but this will only put the chats on screen for you guys. And you know what? And in some ways, isn't that all that matters? So I'll put this over here. Wait, I probably don't want to show the pop-out URL. All right, I think I got this though. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute, okay? All I'm asking for is a minute. Okay, so there's that. Oh, okay. Okay, so now I don't want to rotate it anymore. It's rotated. Here, I can show it to you. So if I bring it up here, does that do it? Do you guys see the box? If I look on OBS, no. You don't see the box. Now you see the box. This is strange. Ah! Now, I don't understand. The box, even if I rearrange the order of everything, the box stays behind the display capture, right? It stays there. That I haven't figured out. So here, we're going to get crazy. I'm going to bring OBS over here. You're not going to be able to see that. We're going to do, okay, somebody set a timer for 2 minutes. Hey, no, I don't have Google in here. I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes, and then I will abandon this. Edit transform. Wait, okay. Now I can't edit the transform at all. Transform. What happened? What happened? Oh, okay. I have a better idea too. I know the chat is already there, but when I enable this, the chat's under there, and even if I drag the chat below it or above it, it's still being covered, and I don't. Is it? Oh, wait a minute. I think I have the opacity on too high. Okay, that's why I'm trying to like why can't I? Why? Okay, I just need to delete it. No, I don't. I want to. to kill this. The window capture. Okay. Hopefully this doesn't do anything. Okay. Perfect. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add it again. So we're going to add window capture. This is going to be called YouTube chat. Okay. Ooh. Okay. We're going to do that. Okay, it already knows what I want. Okay, so there now I know you see it, right? I know you see it on the screen now, which is good. I wish I saw it on the screen, but I guess I can do that in a minute. Okay, we're gonna put it up here like this. Perfect, perfect. Easy, easy. Okay, we can have it cropped out a little bit. Now what I want to do is I want to have it like be. Well, first of all, I'd like to get rid of me being able to enter anything in there, but that's okay. That's good. That's good. Okay, and then transform. I want to make it a little opaque. Okay, I can get rid of. I can crop it like this, which is nice. It would be great. Okay, I do have a solution for being able to. I think I have a solution. Is there any way to crop? Is there any way to make it transparent here? No pounds. I mean, I guess I could just have it sit up there, and then can I put this? Nope, 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 nope. That's not going to work. See, because what I want to do is I want to have it on the screen for me, but I want to cover it when it's on the screen for me, because you guys are already seeing it all the time. So if I shrink it, is it going to? Okay, that's not bad. If I resize it, okay, wait. Almost there, guys, almost. Okay, I think we'll live with this. I think we'll do with this. Now, watch, nobody's going to say anything. All right, let me stop getting distracted by Windows, and I mean, I think this has become an OBS stream. Let's play with OBS in the morning. It's a bit more about playing with OBS than it is about frickin' programming. LGG Free says that I'm an OBS pro. What are you trying to do on OBS? I want this window here. Now I want it to just be transparent. I want it to be slightly transparent. Right? Because I want you to still be able to see what is behind it, but I don't see any way. Normally, like, I see rotate and center. I thought maybe it would be in the color somewhere, because sometimes you can specify, you know, opacity in the color, but I don't see anywhere anything that does that. Let's see. We have. I'll show you what the options are I have for the window. So let's just bring this over here. And then I have set color, which I already looked at. Add. No. Screenshot powers. I'll show you properties in a second. Is blending method something? Like, is that what I want? It did something. I'm not sure what it did. Let me see what it did. If I do blending mode, I did subtract. Oh, maybe that's what I want. Maybe. Oh, but then now it's just going to show this. Let me do this. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, now you can't see it at all, right? You can kind of see it there. So let me see that blending mode. Add. What did I do? How do I get it back? Blending mode normal. All right, Dake says don't do this. I'm going to stop playing with it then. I will listen to Dake because he is now my favorite listener. Okay, so Dake also says, I don't have money. I am just 15 years old. Trick is in the room. Hello, Trick. He says hello. Thank you, Trick, for joining us. Yes, and why do we need to see the chat? I don't know. All the cool kids are doing it. So, like, you know, why not? Also, Joe says chat is already there, and Yug Daki says don't do this. Okay, I won't do this. If the chat gets in the way, let me know. I will just go ahead and, you know, nuke it if it gets to be too annoying or something. I'll leave it like this, and then I'll lock it. Okay. So we got an error when we ran our unit tests. So what a surprise! I bet it's because this other is null. So I'm not even going to check that, but I can do. Obviously, I don't have to. If. Ooh, but wait a minute. No, the problem actually is it's going to be. The problem is that I'm dereferencing a null pointer, right? No, actually, okay. This is what it would be. So you are going to have to be smart enough to know not to dereference a smart pointer, right? Okay. Now Joe says opacity is under filters. Joe, you just had to do it. You just had to get me back on this. I was trying to move on. Opacity. Effects filters. Let's try that. Effects. I see sharp. Bye, Yug. Thanks for joining, Yug. Have a great day. I see mask blend. Image mask blend. I see that. Scaling, render delay, image mask blend, color key, color correction. I'm going to try image mask blend. Okay. Ah. All right, screw it. I'm going to ignore it. I've already lost Yug. I'm sure I'm on the verge of losing Joe and LGG Free the Net. Captain Fan the Nerd has already decided that he's not taking part in this. So I mean, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Okay. So but I'm not dereferencing it. Like I need to know that is this child North American continent? So what is it testing? Okay, so this test right here is what's failing. This is one thing that always confused me about Visual Studio, is this green line. It doesn't show you where the program crashed. It shows you the next line that would have run if it didn't crash. Very subtle difference. So I would always look at, for not always, but like when I started using Visual Studio Code, I would always look at the line. Like, oh, what's wrong here? What is the problem? Why is that crashing? When in fact it was up here. Anyway, so we know that this is the bad boy right here. This is line 15. The test on line 15 is the bad boy. I don't think I'm passing anything null. Right? This could be tricky because I think to a good extent, the data elements are going to have to be loaded ahead of time. Joe says, at Yo Doug, he does have super chats enabled. Yes, I do have super chats enabled. Thank you, Joe. Yug was saying he doesn't have any money. He doesn't have any money. So, but, Joe, I know you got money. So anyway, no, it's fine, Joe. It's fine. I know you're poor. Okay, let's go in here, down here, and then I want to see what the problem is. We're going to step over. So other, like if I look at this and I look at other, they both look like actual objects. It's region. I'm a little confused by this, but I'm going to go with it for now. And then here we go, get to the operator, right? We're getting to the comparison operator. If we look here, this name is USA. What about other? No, that's other. And this is North America. Why is it comparing? Did it go up a parent? No. No. It made it through. All right, let me look. We got boost tests. We got this. If we come back to this frame, that's not good. That's not good. Okay, auto watch. I don't have anything. Okay, let's go back to the last frame. So here, everything's null, but I've definitely tried dereferencing. And then it looks like I tried dereferencing here in the not equals operator. But even when I got there, this was null. So I would need to do a check before that. Okay, okay, so I'm not doing, oh, look, I even have a note to myself from yesterday where it says fix dereference null pointer, and that's exactly what we're seeing. So what I need to do, this is not, so this is where I got to start thinking about optimization. Like, when is this function going to be used? When will you be comparing one region to another? I would argue not often. You're mostly going to be doing it in the database when selecting the next region for the player to draw. And a player's maybe going to draw, let's just go at extreme, like under time constraints and in fast conditions, a player's going to draw 10 countries at most. I would say 10 is on the higher end. I would think probably between 3 to 6. But so the point is I don't think this needs to be super performance critical code. Now, we don't want it to run slow. We don't want it to, like, take forever, but it doesn't need to be, we don't need to get into all these like little tricks that you start fighting yourself into in order to be able to, like, optimize code. Because when you do that a lot, what happens is, not all the time, but you will get into these situations where you're optimizing your code, but then it becomes unreadable. Like, it becomes difficult to read. So you got to decide, like, is it worth making this code difficult to read for performance? And sometimes it is. And, sometimes it absolutely is. Like in games, for example, like if you don't know anything about, like, the fast inverse square root algorithm, look it up. It's the fast inverse square root algorithm. It's one of the more famous examples of some piece of code that you look at it and you're like, what? You don't understand how, like, what it's doing. But the reason it was written that way is because it was super fast. Because it was used all the time in Quake. I think it was Quake that where this fast inverse square root algorithm came about. Anyway, but what we're going to do here, so the reason all of that was for this, because what we have to do is we have to get this parent, we got to get a parent of ourselves, and then we have to get the other parent. And then we can probably combine this into a single if statement. So if both parents are null, return true. If not, this parent and other parent. Oh, wait, that's not right. I mean, that is right, but we want to quit out on false. So it's going to look confusing because these are all return false, but I'm going to actually, that's not correct, because then what we would need, if this parent and this parent, just give me a second, okay? I've got a plan. If not this parent and this parent, and this this parent not equal other parent, return false. I think that's what I want. I do got to think about this for a second, though. So this is saying if both parents, well, first of all, it's saying if both parents are true, return false. If this parent and not this parent, so the only way that will ever be true is if they're both null. I feel like do I need to inverse this? Okay, I know a better way to do this. I do know a better way to do this. You just type it out and then flip the logic, right? If this parent if they're both not null and this. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to do this. If not, this is going to work. If this parent is null or that parent is null, which means it's true. No. What am I looking for? I'm getting confused. There's a shortcut. There's a way because you can do. There's exclusive OR, and I want the negative of the exclusive OR, right? Because I want them to both be and I want them to both be negative. I'm thinking about this too much. This is how you do exclusive OR, I think. No. There's a Boolean trick with exclusive OR, and it's like... Is it this? I think it's this. All right, I'm going to look it up. There is a Boolean trick to test for exclusive OR of two Booleans. What is it? It's like something like if not and not. Okay, yes, the exclusive OR. If A not equal B. No, this isn't it. This is wrong. I literally think it's this one right here. And it takes a second to think about, too, because it's like you got to flip it like 2 times. So, let's you know what? We got time. Let's just draw a lot. What are they called? Truth table. So we have up here on the top, we have... No. We'll let the let's see. Draw a truth table for this parent and other parent. Let's see if the AI can do it. That's not the kind of truth table I was looking for. We got this. We're going to do this. X. I'm making this more difficult than it needs to be. So up here is, let's see, other parent. It's pissing me off. I can't remember what that trick is. It looks really weird, but if you draw out the truth table, if you draw out the truth table, it actually does work. So we have this parent. And then over here, we have other parent. Okay. So this would be top is true, vertical is false. So if this is true and this is true, then that's... Oh my God. I've screwed up my truth table. You know what? I'm abandoning that idea. What is the trick? I can't remember. I literally think it's if not this. I really think this is it right here. And what this is saying... But I can't remember if this is an or a not. I think it's an and. Return false. I don't want to draw a truth table. You know what? I was going to be explicit. If this parent... Yes, this is what I want. If this parent and not that parent, there's a more elegant way. There's a really clever way to do it, and I can't remember what it is because this is exactly the test I want. If this parent, oh wait, no, that's not. If this parent and not other parent, or if not this parent and other parent, then return false. Because what this tells me that this parent and other parent are not equal because one of them's null and the other is not null. And then down here, if this parent, well, AI, yes. And then but if we get below this line, then we know both of them have values. We know that both of them are not null, and then we can combine them. What we can do at this point, because at this point, we, like I said, we do know that they have values. So we could do something like oh wait, no, it's the parent. Okay. We could save ourselves if this parent. Is that a pointer? That is a pointer. Return false. I really want to know what this... there is a way to do this in a single comparison. I'm going to ask AI. Optimize this if statement into a single comparison. There's a way to do it, and it's like if not equal to not. I think that's it. Okay, I think I have a new guess. I think it is if not this parent not equal to not other parent. I think that is what it is. I think that is the shortcut. So these two lines, these two if statements right here, what these two if statements, this and this one, they are logically equivalent. Well, you know, other than the fact that I did this. Let me see what AI has to say about that. Let's see if AI agrees with me. Optimize this if statement into a single comparison. And then we'll ask it here. Let's see what it says. We'll see what AI. Yes, it can be optimized to exclusive or. Oh. I really overthought this. I really overthought this. No, wait a minute. No, that's not true. That's not true. This is wrong. Oh, wait. Ooh. Wow. I really overthought that. Wow. I really overthought that. Then what is the trick? I'm remembering some other trick then. Because there definitely is some like Boolean truth table trick, but this is actually. Oh, but no, this is using the comparison operator. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. This is operating on pointers, so it'll be all right. Okay, then, so if we get below this line, God, did I really just do that? That's embarrassing. Okay, if they're not equal, oh, but we don't know if they're null. No, wait. Yeah, no, that's fine. This is fine. If we get below this line, then we know they're both null. Do we know they're both not null? Do we know? Why am I having such a hard time? It's because I woke up. It's just because like I literally woke up. All right, I'm just going to ignore it for now. I don't. For some reason, it feels like I can't take advantage of the fact that they both have values down here. If this parent's not equal to that parent. If we get down here, all we know is that they're both equal. We know they both have the same value. So they both could be null and no. We know they have the same value. We know they're equal. So they might be null down here. Right? That's what I want. If this parent's not equal to that parent, then I know that they both have the same value, and then this is testing that they have the same value. And oh, but wait, do I run a return false? And not this parent. That's what I want. And not this parent. So this will tell me that they both have the same value, and then this will tell me what that value is. If the value is null, then we return. Otherwise, we will test the parents themselves. But we could probably short circuit that a little bit by actually just doing this. And then I think we'll get rid of this size thing here. And then this is basically the recursive call right here. And the recursive call is last. And I think that looks good. Okay, let's try that with our unit test. I feel dumber just having done that. I literally do. I think I overthought that, but there's still something wrong here. I'm still not convinced this is I'm still not convinced this is correct. Let's go. Let's see what we get. I guess my Indian friends have left. I guess they had biryani to eat. And what was that? What's that game that's almost like, it's like almost like air hockey, but you push the little like poker chips across the table. It looks so fun. You ever see videos of that? It's a very popular game in India. It's on a very, you know, slippery table, and you basically have these like little poker chips, and you just slide them across. All right. See, this is what I feared. I'm getting the name of something that's null. I knew this was wrong. According to the, because we need to know what doesn't have a value here. North America, empty and empty. They don't have values? The parents are null. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This should actually be true. No, it shouldn't. This is why is this so difficult? It's difficult because I woke up, I ate a ton of ZQuil. Oh boy. Okay, first we test the name. If the name's not equal, we can quit out right away. Now we need to test the parents. In order to test the parents, we need to get a pointer for each parent. We're going to do this safely so that we can check for null. So now, let's just kind of abort this down here. If one of the parents is null, then we can return false, because if one is null and one is true, so we'll do this a horrible way, which is if this parent and not other parent return false over, or then we got to do, yes, that is what I want, AI. So that will return. This is the exclusive or statement that I think I can like get away from if this parent and this other parent, if this. Okay, so now we have to check for nullability. And ooh, but we did this up here already. No, we're doing it here. We're doing no. I'm reading it wrong. And then so we can put an assert here, assert that this parent and other parent or not this parent and other parent. And then we can get down here, if this parent, if not this parent. So this means at this point they're both null. So I can just return true because two nulls are going to be true. I've already tested for name. I've tested for name up here. That was the first thing I tested for. And then down here is where we want to return the actual types. This is spelled out a little explicitly. It's a little more explicit than I would I would want it to be. Must return a value. Oops. So I have to often ask myself, what would I think of this PR? I would think that this code could be optimized a little more, but I probably wouldn't complain too much unless it was like performance critical code. And we said at the outset that it's not performance critical. It's a little more verbose. It's a little more verbose than I would like it to be, but that's okay. All right, so we have one unit test failed, but we're not crashing. All right, let me check so it's saying that North America, okay, on line 16. So this unit test right here is failing, it says. North American continent, duplicate. So that actually should. Oh, wait a minute. That actually should. That should pass. Yeah, I mean, I understand why it's saying it's equal. Oh, no, it's a problem with the code. Okay, no, I got it. I got it. Um, what we can do. Well, that's a good one to do. That should actually be the first one. And then we'll test for the size of the children. All right. So I think we can combine all of these into a single if statement. That won't be too terrible. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Got this. Got this. There. Let me fix the formatting. Formatting is very important. Don't forget that. All right, so the first things we're checking are the type. We're going to check type first. And maybe we should even check children for technically, like if this was performance critical code, you would probably, there could be an argument made that you would check size first, because I would imagine that comparing the sizes of two things is going to be quicker than checking the name, because if any one of these conditions hits true, it's not going to check the other. Well, in order, right? So although so yeah, so type will be checked first, and if the types are equal, it's going to exit out of this if block and move on. So let's see if this works. All right, compiled. I mean, that you know, no amazing program has ever been written that didn't compile. So, you know, there's that. I think I hit F5. I don't think I did it right. Oh, there we go. Like, there we go. Everything passes, as you can see. So this was the duplicate. Okay, so we tried to make the duplicate, and we want to make it so the duplicate is not equal because one has a child and the other doesn't. Okay, this is where we're going to get it. Okay, I think this already worked. This already worked a little bit. Okay. Oh, no, it didn't. No, it didn't. North American continent is equal to North America. We're doing like a self-test. But it's still saying, oh, no, that's USA, Africa, USA, Africa. So those are equal as well. But now we just add in some other tests like... are you going to suggest any for me, AI? AI? Really? You're not going to suggest any for me? So we're going to say that USA and we want to make sure that USA and Africa is not equal to the USA and North America. We want to make sure the USA and North America is not equal to the one in South America. And then the trifecta of making sure the one in South Africa is not equal to the one in Africa. And I think if these all pass, then I think I think that's good. I think it's good enough right now. We're going to have to add more to this eventually, but I think that'll be good enough. Okay, everything passed. So it's working like we want. It's working like we want. And so what this gets us is this allows us to have something like a set, right? Where we can have all these regions into some type of container, and where the container is enforcing, the container itself is forcing uniqueness for the items inside the container. So that's kind of, I mean, you could have done this another way. Like I didn't necessarily have to put a equals operator on in the class itself, I could have just provided one to the container, but I think this is probably better just because now if I ever need to, I can compare regions in a way that I know will make sense. Does that make sense? I hope that made sense. I get the feeling this doesn't make sense probably to any of you, which is why that's why I'm here alone talking to myself. Okay, but sometimes just talking out, I will talk to myself as I work because sometimes it just helps to reason out loud. This I'm gonna stage this because I want to know. This is bothering me. I can do if not I think it's this. I'm going to type it out before I start talking about it. Okay. I think this is equivalent to the line above it. I think if you drew, let's see if the unit test pass. I think if you drew out a truth table, you would find that these two statements are logically the same. I think that's correct. Where's my phone? Let me check over here. Oh! You see that? One failed. Yeah, one failed. What failed? Which one failed? So this is saying error. Now we have to be. Oh, this is saying that USA Africa. Oh, it's not. It doesn't like that USA Africa. So for some reason. Well, that's interesting. This is it. This is it. This one that broke. 40. These two broke. So I've broken equality. And then I just noticed I don't have any equality tests up here, which I really should. Because these are like the simple versions of equality, right? So I should be able to say, is that a hair or is that a bug? Okay, that's a hair. No. Ah, come on. Control Z, mother effer. I should be able to do this. Like, that's an equality operator. We can make sure something is equal to itself. We should probably try that, just for sanity. Okay. So I changed the logic there, and then it broke. So I guess those two are not logically equivalent. It is going to piss me off. I am testing for exclusive orness. Is it this? I don't think it's that. I thought it was not equals. I'm overthinking this too much. No, I don't want that. Okay, yeah, this just fails. All right, let's just go back to the old code. I must be thinking of a different scenario. There is some scenario there, and I've written it. I've used that trick before. And, of course, I can't remember it, so it doesn't really matter. Let's see if the unit test passed like this. Hopefully, equality does pass. If so, we're going to check in this code. And maybe move on to something else. Let's see what we got. No. Let me run them through here. Okay, this failed. What failed? Line 24. So line 24 failed. US. Oh wait, maybe they should be equal. AI created a bad test case. They should be equal, right? Because what we did was we added the USA to North America. When we did that, we got a pointer back. We got a pointer back to what we just added, which is USA North America. And so what we're saying is, okay, test USA that from the pointer we have to what you have in the child in the child container. And of course they should be equal, and they are equal. They are equal because I'm a genius. Okay, let's do this. And it should all work. I see no reason why it would fail. And of course, it works. All right, so let's check in our code. Testing the comparison operator. And then I think what we'll do now is we'll try to get the game back working with this new region code, and then maybe we'll call it a day. It's probably going to take about 20 minutes. Do I want to get something to drink? Do I want to be crazy? So last night, I was prepared to drink last night. I really was. I was prepared to just kind of like get white girl wasted. And then it didn't happen. Let me see something. I want to share this stream. Let's see. No. Do that. Okay. Yeah. No, okay, sorry. No, I really wanted to drink last night. I really was like I was like this is the perfect night because it's a Saturday on a 3-day weekend, which I would argue is the ideal night to drink. And that is because you've had your Saturday to sleep and kind of recover from Friday. Maybe from like the work week, right? Maybe you had a hard day on Friday and you don't really feel like drinking because you're exhausted because you've been working all day. So what you're going to do, you're going to come home and just like, kick back, watch the NBA playoffs and go to sleep. So then Saturday you wake up fresh and ready to go, ready to take on the day. And then and you can go out Saturday night, and one of the worst things about going out on a regular Saturday night is that you will be hungover on Sunday. And Sunday is dreaded because it's the last day of the weekend because you're returning to work on Monday. So this Saturday though, you could have your hangover on Sunday because then you have all day Sunday to recover, and then Monday is like a fresh new day where you can get out and do things. So it seems like Saturday would have been the ideal night. Now, if I get drunk tonight, I'm essentially doing it on a Saturday night, even though it's Sunday, and then I'm going to be feeling groggy and down on Monday, which is really a Sunday. And also another thing, like if I feel groggy and down, it's going to affect my runs, and like not running outside on a treadmill too. Okay, not those types of runs. It's going to affect my run, and so I won't have as good of a run on Monday if I drink tonight. So I don't know. I really want to. I really want to kind of just play some. I really just kind of want to get drunk and play some chess. But it is what it is. Okay, so let's see where the state of the game is right now. We were seeing problems because again we changed everything. There's no data to actually be loaded in. Set as startup project. There we go. So let's look at where the game is. I could run today, and then tomorrow could be my rest day. That would allow me to drink tonight. That is a thought. New game. And then this is where it is. I think it's going to go 3, 2, 1 crash. Yeah, it crashed. And the reason it crashed is because there's no data in the region database, right? So what we could do, let me see. So it's trying to get name, and it's calling this on. Yeah, it's assuming. Oh, that's interesting. That search should fail. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to work with this for the time being. Okay, so this is where I was kind of creating a faux database, right? So I should still be able to do that. So let's clean these names up a little bit. And this is all temporary. And we're going to make it look a little nicer because, you know what? Maybe we should just use this one right here. No, that's going to be too long of a test case. And it's Mexico, not Mexican. Okay. All right. So now what we need to do, each of these is countries. So the way that we want to do this, I think all we really need to do, and this is by no means going to be the final product of this, we would, well, what is countries holding? I think this should be holding a pointer. Yeah. And then this is returning a reference. Yeah, that's not going to make sense. And we can work with shared pointers. That's fine. This isn't really. I mean, there's going to be some concurrency here, but I don't think there's going to be enough concurrency where we have to start thinking about like weak. I mean, well, we already are using weak pointers. I don't know. I'll think about that some more. I can kind of go either way, really. Okay, that looks good. Okay, all the red squigglies went away. That's good. That's good. Okay. So what we could do is std make shared GS country like this. So right now, this is obviously just going to be adding countries. Eventually, we're going to add support for states and all the other stuff we got, even continents. Why? What is stopping you from drawing a continent, right? I don't think this is used. Is this even used anywhere? Add region, add region. Yeah, it's not used. I'm just gonna wipe it then. All right. So now we're just creating this faux database in the time controller's constructor. Okay, let's try this. Let's see what happens when we run the game now. I'm thinking it's going to work. I won't be entirely surprised if there's like a crash or a bug or something, but I'm thinking it's going to work. Let's check it out. I am so thirsty. You know what? Maybe I will run. Maybe I will run today. Gazulu Deva. I love that name. Coding from India? No, I am not in India, sir. I have been to India. I have videos from my trip to India, but I am currently back home in the United States of America. All right, let's start the game. 3, 2, 1, go. It works. All right, that's perfect. That's good. All right, so we got our test. We got our test game. We got like a test mode back. Fixing in-game region DB loading test data. And really what we might, I'm tempted to, I mean, I don't have much else to do. I'm tempted to kind of start the entire GitHub. I'm tempted to kind of start trying to get it to load the data, right? And then if I get it to load the data, then the data could actually just come from here, because we're going to have to load the data, and then we're going to have to be able to specify a game region set right? And a game region set would be the set of regions that are going to be displayed to the user once the user is ready to, start drawing the countries. Let's look at this again. We've got our little app. It's taking forever. Taking forever. Okay, got that. New game. Timed. I just wanted to check something over here. Okay, so this is good. Okay. This all looks good. This all looks good. Draw, 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 draw. Oop. Draw, 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 draw. Alright, so 64. Okay, good. Because I think, oh boy, loading the data will be the first part. Let me, So what I did do over in the main function, let's look at the main, not in the main function, in the main script, in the main code file, let's call it that. Where did it go? Main.cpp. I was thinking ahead. You always got to think ahead. Just keep thinking, keep looking forward. So I have this resource folder, and this is where things like images and like the sounds that get played, because the game actually does have sounds. But that's where you load. That's where all of those images and sound files are in this resource folder. So I have some like code that just kind of goes through and it loads the resources from this resource folder. And you can specify on the command line where the resource folder is. And also it'll do things like, depending on your OS, it will look in certain paths for the same data. Unless you specify on the command line, then it will load it from where you tell it. I've done the same thing for data folder, literally just kind of a copy and paste job here. And you can validate, although the only validation on the data folder is the existence of it. And then I think I have it commented out. So this is what I've commented out right here. So this is going to do, this isn't perfect, but it might be good enough to kind of just get us started. So it's going to look for it's going to load the data folder up. It's going to just kind of see if you've passed in one. If so, it's going to validate that is a valid, and then after that, it's just data folder. So what we might need to do, we uncomment that, and then somewhere I'm passing in something like I think I have a configuration object, which is to which I add this resource folder, right? Yes. This is the game engine constructor. Let's see what this takes. So this takes a target, which is the screen that it's drawing to. It takes the resource path, and then it takes this settings object. And this is things like, is the game on mute? That might be the only thing I have now. Oh, I guess, is the game on mute? And can you bypass the start screen? I guess I've added that. Now, it might make sense to just put the resource folder into the game settings. I think that's fair, right? Let's start with resource folder, because then after that, it should be pretty easy to add the data folder. So if we go back to main here, right, we kind of just want, where am I creating settings? Settings is here. I mean, literally, we could just do, I have a resource folder at that time. I could literally just do settings, resource folder equals resource folder. And I think that's perfectly fair, which means we can get rid of it here, right? Because now we're only, because it's inside of this settings object. But of course, game engine is going to complain. So we remove it here in the declaration. And then we'll move it over here in the constructor in the definition. But now I have to... so I should be able to do settings. I should just be able to get it from here. Did I call it folder? What did I call it? It's in game engine. I called it resource folder. That should do it. That should get rid of the oh, it's settings. That's why it wasn't doing the autocomplete for me. Yeah, resource folder. Okay. And then that should kind of just work. Oops, as long as your syntax is correct and you're not putting vertical bars where you should have a curly bracket. That should work, but let's run this to make sure. Let's just, you know, kind of like a sanity check. If the splash screen loads, then I know it worked. Because the image that image of Joe standing next to the car with a dog on the hood, and which is why I'm calling this Dogfinger Studios. If that image loads, then we know that the resource folder kind of worked. So let's see. Gotta give it a minute. It's taking its sweet old time here. Come on, baby. If I do stream tonight, it's going to be drunk chess. And I'm going to actually... So to talk about why the mobile stream doesn't work, I think it has to do with, like I said, I'm using a proxy on this computer. I'm using a proxy for reasons. I'm not going to bother getting into the reasons, but it's for reasons. If I can somehow screen share my dominant screen remotely, then, uh-oh, it didn't work. What happened? No data folder specified. It already wants me to specify a data folder. I see how it's going. Where is the data folder? Data folder is here. Here. It's going to be here, and it's going to be here. So this is the data folder. How do I need to specify it? Is it just going to be dash data folder? Dash data dir. Dash data dash dir. Okay, I want to edit you. Oh, it's showing it over here. Okay. Can I make you bigger? Can I make you taller? No, I can't. Okay. So it's just going to be dash data dir space this. That should work. Actually, it's not even doing any validation. It just wants a value. It just wants any value, so it's going to work. Yeah. And you can see it loaded up the image of Joe standing next to the truck with his dog. And then everything else, let's just go kind of have a sanity check really quick. This all works. This all works. Okay, perfect. And then the image in the back, I mean, the image in the background also is a way to know that, yeah, it works. All right, so the whole point of that was now what we can easily do is we can just to data folder. Right? And what's wrong? Why are you squiggly lining me? I'm going to assume that the squiggly line is going to go away in a second. And what we do here is we just do data folder equals data folder. Perfect. And then in the game engine, what we can do Where is the logger? Where's the constructor? Here it is. Okay, this is new game settings. I'm just gonna manually check that everything's. I probably should have like a debug log message right here in the game engine with the game settings, but we'll do that another time. Unless you guys really want to see it. Unless Joe and LGG Free the Net, whoever the three people are in the room. Unless you guys really want to see me do it. I mean, I'll do it. I'll do it for you guys. All right, we're going to start. Why is this taking so long? Jeez Louise. I am pretty darn thirsty, though. I am pretty darn thirsty. I'm also kind of pretty hungry. Oh, so the McDonald's last night, it was brought to me as a joke. What a great joke. But he literally brought me because he knows I like double cheeseburgers. He literally brought me 2 double cheeseburgers. And I was like, I am not going to stuff myself with 2 double cheeseburgers and a medium fry at 9 o'clock at night because I won't be able to sleep. And no, joke's on me. I didn't get to sleep anyway. But they did something really weird. So he asked, like, he knows how I like how I like my double cheeseburgers. I like my double cheeseburgers with no pickle and extra onion. Well, that's how like McDonald's, when you get like a special order, they print it out on that little piece of paper and they'll put it on top of the sandwich, or stick it to the top of the sandwich so you can see it's a special order. They had it correct. It said no pickle, extra onion. You open it up. What was it? It was Big Mac sauce on the double cheeseburger with no pickle. And I'm like, okay, I like Big Mac sauce. And it wasn't bad. So I have a double cheeseburger with Big Mac sauce waiting for me downstairs. And we can see that the resource folder worked just fine, right? This is what we specified. We're not doing anything with it right now. I really kind of want to. I'm kind of on a roll, but at the same time, I kind of want to go downstairs. I don't want to spend all day here. So let me check in my code. We'll just check in all of that. All right. I got that going. That's good. That's good. That's good. All right. Got that. I mean, so now I kind of want to. Like in the game engine, one thing we can do void to JSON. We can have a game settings object. This is going to have to include. No. I there's a hierarchy to my includes, and like there's certain ways that I just kind of do it. Include, like I will put certain things after another, even if it doesn't make any sense or difference. But I like to try and keep the hierarchy, and I'll explain the hierarchy in a minute. I just want to make sure this makes sense. That doesn't make sense. So it's kind of like the lower the level of the library, the higher up on the include chains it is. I don't know why I do it that way. I just do. Oh, no. Okay. I want to move this to the top here. Oh, I already have... No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. Okay. Oh, it's got to be in the same namespace. This has to be in the same namespace. Is AI... Ah, look, AI did this for me. Resource... Okay, move sounds. Resource folder. You're forgetting one. You forgot the data folder. Come on. Come on, AI. What can I say? You can do better than that, AI. Jeesh. And I think it's complaining... Auto? Or maybe I just need return. All right, what is the problem here? What is the problem? We just used 2JSON yesterday, right? What is the problem? How did we use 2JSON? Let's just look it up. Maybe we need to just... I know we didn't do it like that. We did it over here. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, that is very similar. Right? That's extremely similar. It's just all it's on one line. I'm pretty sure the namespace isn't... Oh, do I need to include it? I don't think I need to include it in here, but let's include it in here anyway. Neil Loman JSON. Okay. I kind of got rid of it. Oh, no, it didn't. LA. LA. No. NL. NL is what we want. NL is what we got. I still need the namespace declaration, which will bring that over just to see why we're getting these squiggly lines. We're inside the... Okay, what is this? Function return type does not match... What? 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 Oh, yeah, I'm trying to... I'm doing too much. I needed to listen to the AI. It's this. I'm going to assume those red squiggly will go away. There's no compiler error. I'm going to assume that red squiggly is going to go away. I'm assuming it will go away. Game engine. Okay. I always forget that Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio has a nice feature where you can just compile a single... Is it? Okay, I lied. You used to have a compile button here, and you can compile just the C++ file, but I don't see it. Okay. What is, while trying to argument list, what is the malfunction? Error. Cannot convert initializer list to Neil. Why? You did it over here. That's an initializer list. Is there some difference I'm not seeing? You did it over here. Why isn't this working? So what I'm doing now is I'm just creating just a fake value just to see if this will work. I think this is going to work. So data folder, let's just do it one at a time and see where it breaks. Like data folder. Data folder. Do I need to do this? I bet that's it. I know what the problem is. I know what the problem is. The problem is that the settings data folder, that's not a string. It's actually a path. Same with this. Right? Now it should work. I'm going to assume that the JSON library will automatically convert booleans. These are booleans. Yeah, it's going to work. The red line went away. And then all of that was to just have a... This is in the... That's interesting. And now I just want to print out game settings. And I don't even need to do all of that. All I really need to do is Neil Loman JSON settings, right? And then since I wrote this code, I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to put this here. And that should work, I think. Does Game Engine not have a logger? Oh. Okay, that worked. It's running the program over here. But I just want to add, now I got to add a logger to Game Engine. So I want to look at an example instead of trying to do it from memory. Where did I do it? Let's just do it like this. Space, logger. All right, so I've added in a couple places, like the settings screen. That's as good a place as any. And then I'm going to have to include GeoSketch logger, essentially. Okay, so Game Engine. I'm adding a logger to the Game Engine so we can get we can get logs while the Game Engine is doing its stuff. And then I need to add include GeoSketch logger right there. Okay. And now I need to create it, which I don't remember how to do offhand. Let's look at settings screen, and then let's look at the CPP file to learn how to create it. And it's just this right here. And then we'll just do the same in the Game Engine constructor. And then from here, we should be able to do something like logger, debug, Game Engine settings. That should just work. It should take this settings right here, print it out according to this JSON element here, and then I think that's it. Let's make sure that works, and then we're going to call it a day. There's a lot more I can do, but nah. I mean, I don't want to spend all day sitting here. I've been here for what? How long has it been? It's been an hour and a half. I think that's good enough. I mean, and you guys, I've been here with you, with my friends, with you guys. The only friends I have. And the friend who brought me McDonald's last night. Still can't believe you did that. Completely ruined my sleep. I went to 7-Eleven to buy Z-Quil at like 2 in the morning. Have you ever been, when is the last time you've been to 7-Eleven at 2 in the morning? Like, ever? There's nothing but vagrants. It's scary. What's going on here? Game settings. It's saying it doesn't like that I'm passing the settings. Where did I pass it? It doesn't like that the settings is being passed. Where the hell did I put it? Right here. Like if I take this out and I just do this, will it work? I have the operator, but I wonder if that operator. See, when I first looked at this, I said, I got confused because I thought these needed to be in the STD namespace, but here they're in the global. Oh, wait a minute. Where? No. What did we learn yesterday? They needed to be in the STD namespace, didn't they? Okay, see, yeah, that's exactly what the problem is. It doesn't like it. I should be able to, let's see. Because if I put settings here, what should happen is this should call the stream operator up here, right here. And that stream operator should then invoke this JSON handler here and then print it out. But it's not doing it. It did it for region, I'm pretty sure. It did it in boost, though. It didn't necessarily... Do I need to... Well, let's see what the real problem is, right? Like, maybe the problem is this. I'm thinking maybe I need to take the JSON object and explicitly turn it into a string, though I don't think so. I thought yeah, no. It's not. It's that I'm passing it here. What if I would not recommend this, but let's try this. So this just creates a little temporary JSON object and then dumps it. The dump, I would imagine, would also invoke this, but I'm not sure why the streaming operator is not doing that. So that works. And let's check the output really quick. So here's the output, and I'm going to leave the game off screen. Oh. Oh, game engine settings right here. We have data folder. So it's definitely using the JSON converter, but it's not doing it automatically. And I don't know. That's what's confusing me. I'm going to try putting this in namespace. Or does the operator need to be in the same names? It could be that the operator I'm using to convert it to text might need to be in the same namespace as the to JSON. No, actually it doesn't make sense. Or maybe the JSON is having a problem because it's in a different namespace. Could be that. Let's see. No, the namespace is here. Yeah, no, it didn't like that. Okay. All right, I'm going to try one more thing, and if it doesn't work, I'm going to restore the code that works, and maybe we'll come back to it another day, which means we're never going to come back to it. All right, let's try this. No, it didn't work. Okay, so a static assert field cannot format an argument. To make T formatable, provide format specialization. Okay, so apparently it's not just going to take a stream operator and use that, which, okay, I guess they have reasons for that. I'm not going to question because that library is very popular. So instead, I'm just going to go back to the other one I know that works, which is this. I know this works. We'll stick with it. There's nothing necessarily wrong with it. I mean, you could argue because we're doing work that we might not always do, but we're only doing it once per game, so, like, is it that big of a deal? Like here, we should see it. There's the, and then there it is right there. So, okay. All right, as always, let's check in our code. And then let's call it a day, or at least a stream. Thanks for joining. It has been fun. I feel hungover, even though I didn't drink last night. I drank NyQuil. Maybe that's why. But have a great day. Try and get out, touch some grass, do something fun, and I will see you possibly later tonight or tomorrow. All right, bye-bye.